Right, morning year fives. It's Tuesday on our timetable. As you know, it's just maths and our English today. You've got your Eric time, and then you've got all your other extra bits, your timetables rock stars, your education city, whatever else you want to go on that's educational like that. Or maybe that's an opportunity for you to have a look at some of those additional tasks. You'll also notice my camera's not shaking. I've got both of my hands free. I've managed to put lots of tape on the tripod, so we'll see if it holds. I'm probably going to have to replace the tape daily, but that's my problem. Right, on to the sheet. So, I do now, so let's have a look at that very quickly. There we go. Ooh, look at that, perfect. So, first one. Prime factors of 50. So, your factor tree, don't forget. I've probably not given myself enough room here. So, any way of making 50. Well, half it's 25, so you have 25 by 2. Probably the easier one is probably 5 times 10 though. 5 is prime, so circle that. Can't go anywhere with that one. How do you make 10? 5 and 2. Oh, and they're both prime. So it's 5 times 2 times 5 times 5 times 2. 5 times 5 is 25, times 2, 50. Boom. Give the first two common multiples of 4 and 5. Now this is something we sometimes forget quite a lot. Did my camera just slip? No. So, you know what the word common means. There's something similar. You know what a multiple is. It's a times table answer. So the first two, same multiplication answers. Now you can do it in your head, or you just sit and write them out. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20. The first one's 20. You can always work out what the next one would be. 20, 24, 28, 30. It's going to be when you come across a multiple of 4 that ends with another 0 or a 5, isn't it? Okay, so your first one's 20. Hopefully you can find what the other one is. I'm thinking of a number. I'm hoping that you're understanding these. So I've written this one out today in the order that you should do it in. So I'll read it as I go. So I think of a number, I add 50, multiply by 3, and subtract 25. My answer is 275. What was my number? So let's read the answer backwards. So my answer was 275. I subtracted 25. Well, we're going backwards. We're doing the inverse here. So let's add 25. That makes 300. After the subtract 25, it says multiply by 3. Well, the inverse of multiply is divide. So 300 divided by 3. It's 100. I add 50. Well, let's take away 50. And your answer should be 50. There you go. Read them backwards. Triangular question. Angles. We should be doing these in our sleep now. We know that one's 90. We've got 25. We know in size 180. So 1925. You can always just check. Nothing wrong with writing anything down. 115. 115, you need to get to 180. You can either take 115 away from 180, like that, or you can count up 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75. So that's 60 with 5 left, so that'll be 65. Boom. And then I've put this one across the two squares because I can use my straight line. Interesting how you've done with this one. You're going to, with angles, always make sure you can move your page. That's for measuring as well. So let's see what information we've got. Well, we know this is 90, but we can't work anything out with that yet because either side we've not got any other information. We have got 157 on this straight line though. So 57, 67, 77, so 23. So A equals 23 degrees. Okay. Just gone. Now, what you can do next is if you turn your paper, because technically on your sheet it's a straight line. I've just not drawn it as a straight line. Ooh. So yeah, I've not drawn it as a straight line. On the sheet, on the question, that is a straight line. So you can have a look at that, and you say, oh, I've got 157 there. So 157 on there. Well, we've just known that if that's on a 180 degree line, it's 23 there, so it's going to be 23 here. Then we've got our 90 and our 23. 90 and 23. Let's just check that. Although we did something very similar up there, didn't we? 313. So that one is going to be 13, 23, 33, 43, 53, 63, 73, 67. So your answer should have been 23 here, 23 here, and then 67 there. When you look at the problem, I'll just go back to it. I understand that some of you might have just thought, oh, 45 and 45, because that's gone through the middle. But it's not. That one is actually smaller than that one. And remember, these things are never drawn to scale. It's never just, oh, that looks like 45. It's not estimate the angles, it's calculate them. Always look for your straight lines. Always think what information you've already got. To be fair, in year 6, you will start looking at angle problems, and you will look at how opposite angles are the same. Because to be fair, that one was 23, that one was 23. There is an angle rule about that. We've not covered that yet, but opposite angles on an intersection are the same. And there are some rules like that, but you will explore that in year 6. Last ones. Should be very quick, simple ones for you. 32 times 100, there's 2 zeros. So bung 2 zeros on the end. Remember what you've actually done. You've got 32 and infinite zeros. And infinite zeros this way as well, to be fair. You've times it by 2. You've times it by 100, so you've moved the decimal 2 places. Or, technically, you've moved the number 2 place values. 23 divided by 100. Again, decimals here. Boo, boo, should be 0.23. And then 0.3 times 100. 1, 2. That should be 30. There you go. Now, the tasty part of the lesson today. Let me just flick you back up there, and I'll bring the laptop a bit closer forward as well. So, today was calculating the perimeter. Find the missing sides by looking at the parallel, or the opposite sides. Now, at first, perimeter is very simple, isn't it? Perimeter is the distance all the way around. We simply add it all up. But I've decided to give you compound shapes. So we're not looking at rectangles now. So yesterday was rectangles converting measurements. Today, it's compound shapes. I've not given you compound shapes and converting measurements. I think that might be too many different things to have a crack at. But you've got these. Some of you might be looking at this thinking, oh, I can't do it, I've not got the sheet. Well. Oh, let me just mute it up. Anything you do, I do. I put the work in as well. You might not even have a ruler. To be fair, I'm a teacher and do not have a ruler at home. So I've used my Star Wars coaster. Perfect straight lines. So, draw them out. They don't have to be accurate, don't forget it. They're not drawn to scale. But as long as you've got the rough shape. I mean, that's the rough shape of the first one. So you'll be able to look at the sheet and know which questions I've done. So, I'm going to go through these because I want to remind some people how to do this. Now, some of you might have been able to do this really quickly. Going, yeah, that's fine. But some of you might have forgotten how to do this. And hopefully, you'll remember that we grabbed 2 colours to do this task. These are Amy's. I'm going to decide. Now, obviously, the colour blindness makes this a little less interesting. But I don't even know what colours these are. I'm just going to go for that one. And something that's really different for me. That one. Don't even know what they are. There you go. Right. So, the reason we have the 2 colours. The first thing, obviously we're finding the perimeter. We want to know all the distances all the way around. We've got, first thing we want to do, go around and check you've got all the sides. So we've got 8, we've got 7, we've got 5, we've got 4. Here we go, we've got 2 missing ones. So we've got 1 there and 1 there. So, the next thing we do. Some of you might automatically be able to look at that and go, oh, that's that. Some of you might not. So, this is what we did, remember. You grab a colour and you add the colour to any line going horizontally. There we go. This is what we did in class. So I've got 3 lines going horizontally, and that just helps you see it a bit better. So which one's got the full amount on it? 5 or the 8? Well, it's the 8, isn't it? Let's look down. Got 8 and my 5. Right. It's a missing number. I've got 5. I want to get to 8, because this bit here completes the 8. It's a number line. So 5, how many more do we need to get to 8? 5, 6, 7, 8. So this one is 3. If I change my colour, for whatever this colour is, let's go on my vertical lines. So go across, got that one there, and I've got that one there. So 7, well I've got 4 here, so a number line again. I've got 4, need to get to 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. Just so happens to be 3 again. Obviously centimetres. Nice easy starter. To be fair, this one's not too bad either. You might look at this and go, oh, hang on a minute, what? You've got a shape and a shape. Just find the perimeter. Well, to be fair, actually, you could probably just find the perimeter of the outside one, but let's find the perimeter of both. Now, the thing with this one is they're clearly both rectangles. So actually, you don't need the colours for this one. You should just know your rectangular. It's like the football pitch yesterday. So 13, 13, 7, 7, 1 and 4. And you should be able to just add those up. So the perimeter of the outside, perimeter of the inside. The perimeter of the inside, that's just like having like a kitchen unit. And what's the perimeter of the kitchen unit and what's the perimeter of the whole kitchen? Okay, so just realised didn't add them up. Make sure you add them up. Find the perimeter. Don't add the outside one with the inside one. They're 2 different shapes. So you can get the perimeter of the outside and separately find the perimeter of the inside. So 4, 8, 9, 10. So the one on the inside, perimeter equals 10 metres. Okay, that's the distance all the way around. You also have another answer here. 13, 13, 26, 26 and 14. It's 40 metres. Okay, so the perimeter outside is 40 metres. Okay, right, the 2 tasty ones. Let's go. Let's carry on with horizontal first. So let's colour my horizontal one in. Got one there, and I've got one here as well. So I've got my full line of 20. I've got 2 mysterious ones, and I've got a 4 at the bottom. So I know I've already got 4. So 4 take away 20 is 16. So I've got 16 left. Okay. Think about it as that number line. I've got my whole 20. I've already got 4 of it, so there's 16 left. Now, on here, we've got 2 left over. Now, this is clearly central. So if you've got 16 left and you've got 2 missing things, well, what's 60? Well, divide it by the 2. So what goes into 16 twice? 8. Now, if you put 8 there and 8 there, that does make that central, doesn't it? Because you've got equal sides. So that's 8 and that's 8. You can always check. 8, 12, 20. If we go on to our vertical colours, what have we got? We've got this one here, this one here, and we've got a 5. And actually, we've got this information here, look. We've got the whole height of the shape, the length of the shape, sorry, is 25. So, you've got 25 and you've got 5 here. Again, you could look at this and assume that's a rectangle. So we know, because everything else has been equal, hasn't it? These two have been 8 and 4, that makes 20. So if that's 20, that's 20, that's 5, that's going to be 5. So, we know that that's a 5 there. We don't know what these ones are, but you've already got 5. 25's the whole way up. So what's left? Well, 20. So from a task that potentially freaked you out because of how it looks, very simple calculations, very simple numbers. No decimals floating around, not that decimals make it harder. We know how to use decimals. This one's a tasty looking one. Same again. Let's colour in our horizontals first. Just go down the shape. I've got one there, and one here. So let's go again. So we didn't check our size, did we? So we've got that one there, we've got that one there, we haven't got that one there. We have got that one there because that's this one. So that's 3, I'll put it there. Haven't got this one. We also haven't got this one. So, what you can't assume this time is that's the same, because visually, that side is longer, that's not in the centre, and even on the sheet, it's not. So visually, you should look at that and go, that's not just going to be as easy as putting 9 on the other side. Okay. So we've got our 14 there. Our 14 is going to be opposite. These are still in line with each other. Okay. So we can still put our 14 there. Okay. So we've got our 14 there, our 14 there. We've got our 3 here, but we haven't got this bit here. But we do have information going across. We know altogether it's 14, and we've got 9 here, and we've got 3 here. Okay. So that is the same on the problem. I think I've drawn it slightly out of line. If you can just see on the problem, it's all in line with each other. Okay. So have we found all of our horizontals? Yes. Let's go to our verticals. So we've got our 4.5 here. And we've got our whole 12 centimetres here. So altogether it is 12. We've got 4.5. Now, again, this is clearly a rectangle. We've got 14 by 4.5. So we could put 4.5 there. Doesn't mean these ones are 4.5. They might be, but it doesn't mean that at the moment. Again, these are the same heights. So if that one's 3, that one's going to be 3. And all of a sudden, all we've got to work out is this. It's 12 altogether. You've got 4.5 and you've got 3. So 4.5 and 3. Well, 4 and 3 is 7. Add the 0.5. So 7.5. So 7.5, 8.5, 9.5, 10.5, 11.5, and an extra 0.5 to get to 12. They are actually, oh, so they are the same. 4.5 and 4.5. There you go. Okay. If you had to go with this and you weren't sure what to do, and then you've looked at the video, why not have a look at watch the video and then have a go with it yourself, because you're not going to be able to remember all those answers. And hopefully the colours helped, because that's exactly how we did it in class. And good luck with that. I mean, I hope you're doing all right with that. Sorry it's a bit longer, but hopefully that's helped.